Hello, hello, hello! Welcome and welcome to the stream! I'm Lena Theodosia, and today I am playing... Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. We're back with Edgeworth. We're with the silly man. We just got last stream. We're at the actual scene of the crime, as it were. So now Edgeworth is investigating now that he's like, wait a second, I know what has happened. We need to investigate again and I need to find proof. He's like, I'm pretty sure I know what happened, but now I need to get evidence for it. So that is what we're going to do today. All right, let's just jump right into it. Oh, it's all grayed out. I haven't moved. Just, I think chat's positioned in a good place. I can move it if I need to. Why? Oh, it's loud. I think Ace Attorney's volume is good here. It should be, the background music's gonna be quiet and all that, but the loud sounds are not gonna blast our ears off. Okay, maybe a little less than that. I don't trust it. I can turn it up later, don't worry. If the volume is weird, I will adjust it, or you can tell me. I'm fine with that. I need to quickly, before we actually get more in here, I need to post one more place that we are doing the things. I just figured we'd get in it. Run around. Okay, you know what? We can start from, like, this side of the room. I think this side of the room was the more important one. Copy. Copy. Where is it? Where do I? Here. Copy paste. I'm like, hold on, there's one for a group of people I forgot to post too! You know what? I'm gonna go in here. We don't get to use this very much. I'm gonna use it. I just got it. I'm a book. Give me a second. Actually, like, really. Yeah. You didn't see me last stream. Hello. I have book. Actually, I could. Should I sit here like this? Just chilling. I'm book. You can't see my face, but I'm here. No, I think people probably. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I'm gonna just block everything. Hello. I needed to do this. Okay, I'll stop messing around. Alright, nope. I was about to use the keypad. That's not what. Hello, Margaret. Welcome. Alright. We got boxes here. Oop, I'm still in the— oh, wait, no, right. I go over here. I go over— actually, do I take up less room in book form? I don't know. No, I take up definitely more. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, am I remembering wrong? No, I'm not. Alright. Ooh, I might want to go down a little bit. Right here? I think right here. Okay. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. That sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. Look in his eyes. He's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he powers on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Why is everyone so mean to Gumshoe? Okay. That didn't change. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue. Never heard of it. Nor I. But all I care about it is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. Bulgarian. Hi, LeBlanc. Oh, there he goes. We got new— he's moving. And now he's a tomato. Look here. Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Ah! Don't rush up on me like that, pal. Well, this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Playing LeBlanc's theme. Alright. Let me talk to you, mister. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Alif red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Does he mean dollars whenever he says cents? Because he's not the best with the English language. Even though that's not usually how people who are bilingual have problems. It'd be more of... What is it? How to phrase it? Like, if people are bilingual, they usually are like, oh yeah, I want some mizu. And they're like, people are like, what the heck is mizu? And they're like, water. Sorry, water. I want some water. That's more of the issue I have been told by people who are bilingual or even multilingual. It's just like, they'll remember the word in another language, and they'll just insert it in, and then people will be like, what did you just say? I have actually, despite only knowing like a handful of words in other languages, I actually one time did that. I was like, oh yeah, I don't remember what it was, but it was just like, oh yeah, give me this. And then I think it was with my mom and my sister, and they just looked at me like, what did just come out of your mouth? I'm like, this. I was asking for this. They're like, why did you speak another language? You're not even bilingual. I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, I'm like, I know it's an issue. That's usually more of the problem. Anyway, sorry, tangent. Back to game. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn! How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. I hate to break it to you, Gumshoe, but you're not the most complex of people characters. But we love you anyway. Gumshoe's the best. No Gumshoe slander. I will get mad. My cat is sulking it. Just like right out of my peripheral vision. She's like, Mom's doing that weird yelling at the objects again for like the next 2 hours. I'm sorry, I'm a weirdo people person, kitty. Alright. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression that he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Okay. Do we have anything to show him? Let me... I mean, we asked about the cloth already. Can... Where's the transfer? Do we still have the transfer? Or did that update? No, cargo from Sofa. Oh. The transfer time turned into cargo. Can I get... Will this give me... Okay, no, he doesn't care. He's just gonna yell at me for wasting his time. Okay. No. Wait, can I show him? This guy likes art. Does he like the suitcase? I'm curious. No, he does not. He does not care about the suitcase. Aww. Okay. I don't think we have anything to show him at the moment. Let's look around. Leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in 2 pretty neat rows. Too bad for Miss Tenero, but this design is unmarketable. Sorry. I'd buy one if it was cheaper, sir. Do you think they'd sell it to me at a discount? Oh, or Why don't they sell them in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. If you win the raffle, you get one more for free. How about those ideas, sir? I think if they did that, everyone would lose. He's so mean. You look at Hicks' suitcase again. So Mr. Hicks was actually an Interpol agent. That is so cool! I can't believe he was from Interpol. The adventure, the glamour, and the miraculous big escape when you get caught up by the enemy. That decidedly did not happen this time. Except in this case, there was no big escape. And no miracle. How come she looks bad? I think he's always like that. I can talk to Francesca. Can I look around a little bit more? Talk to Francesca in a moment. Okay. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one, it says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? That did not change, but it's still kind of funny. I feel like I'm still going. That's better. Oh, I just love pushing buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Oh, we've seen this before. I'll skip through it. It's a bit longer. So, it's saying it's new for some reason. Oh wait, maybe I can go up the stairs. Okay, let me go through this faster, game! Game! Yeah. You need a card key to use that. And you'll need like 2 card keys to get... Well, you need a card key, I think... No, it was 1 card key to get to the cargo hold from the elevator. Good job, officer. Mr. LeBlanc is certainly not an easy person to hold back. Nothing's necessary, sir. It's all part of the job, even if he did eventually get by. Well, I have a few things to ask him anyway, so it worked out in your favor this time. Thank you very much, sir. Next time I'll be sure to not let anyone through. Even if it takes my life in the process, sir. I appreciate the sentiment. However, we can't have people getting hurt on the job either. He's like, please don't. And Drew's like, don't do that. Okay. Wait, I can get, what are, if I run around enough, I think Gumshoe kind of gets, hello? I wonder if I could get Gumshoe stuck on something. Okay, less fooling around. Hi, Francesca. If I may have a word with you, Francesca. I don't think you have the time for idle chatter. Still need to prove to me that your hypothetical situation is, in fact, reality. She's so tight. I just realized. She's so much smaller than Edgeworth. She's like half a head shorter, which isn't too surprising, but I'm like, I forget how much taller Edgeworth is. I keep thinking that, like, Francesca's only, like, you know, just shorter enough to be perceivable towards Edgeworth, but no, she's like very obviously shorter. You could tell at a distance. I did not want to talk to Gumshoe right now, but okay, we can talk to Gumshoe, that's fine. Notice anything. His cargo hold is really big. I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here. He's just that it's big and you're surprised big things fit in the big cargo hold. Okay, Gumshoe. I love you, but you were a silly man. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Ah! Stuff's falling on me! Oh, I can't really get into my work without something like this happening first. Wait, Gumshoe, you need something to go wrong before you're able to work properly. I have concerns for you, Gumshoe. Now I'm concerned. Okay, maybe Gumshoe likes Maggie more than just He's like, you can relate to my pain. Come here. Well, let's get this show on the road. So which item do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochists, and then there is Gumshoe. Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Yeah, cause of death. Great. Gumshoe ran and got the autopsy, I think, for us? Yes, Gumshoe's the one who fetched that. Man, I can't believe Mr. Hicks fell to his death. I never thought... I never would have guessed in a million years. That is still only a hypothesis. However, the investigation should prove it to be true. Speaking of falling, glad that art guy's okay. He took quite the spill. Yes, he was lucky to have landed on top of that piece of cargo. Yeah, I can just see how it now. Passenger pays price for police foul-up. Did Prosecutor Edgeworth add fuel to the fire of the first murder with the second death? Yep, I'm willing to bet it'd make the front page. I don't think Edgeworth appreciates that title. That was quite the reaction. That's not funny, detective. Yeah, he's not amused at all. Okay. Valuable artwork. Is there valuable artwork on this airplane? Well, that was actually some of the items in the, what is it? What do they call it? The onboard shop? Yeah, onboard shop. Those were pretty. There was a Lotus one. I'm like, sparkly Lotus, want. Okay, valuable artwork. Exactly is an extremely valuable piece of art, sir. Is it like the stuff you see at country fairs? I mean, it could. As somebody... I know art history to some extent, and yeah, even I know enough where I could prattle on about the value of art and all that. I'm not going to. I'll spare you that lecture. It's more complicated than you might. Actually, it's like easy to explain in one sentence, but like to understand how to get to that one sentence explanation can take a while. It's like art is subjective, therefore worth is kind of subjective, but okay, nope, not getting into it. Not getting into it. All right. Somehow I get the impression that it's worth a lot more than you can comprehend. This thing is worth more than I can imagine, huh? Oof! It kind of makes me want to try collecting expensive art. Don't! Gumshoe, don't! Your wallet will thank you. Collecting expensive art. Interesting. Seems there are people out there besides Mr. LeBlanc who know the true value of art. Huh? Are you talking about me, sir? Of course not. Where did you get an idea like that? So mean. Maybe we have to do a logic. Okay, that is probably fine. Okay, we got smuggling. Agent Hicks was on the trail of an attractive smuggling ring. Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but maybe it's actually smuggling? Can I connect these already? Ooh. I mean, that would allow me to go look at it. Which, yes, that worked! Yeah, I'm like, okay, say that it might be part of the smuggling ring would get Edgeworth permission to look at the art, which will progress the story, which it does. Yay! Logic! If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. Okay. Hello, LeBlanc. Fake statue. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. You mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. Ooh. It's got a watermark. Go you Airlines airway bill. Lots of small text that's not legible. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day, the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. The statue was brought on board in Europe, just as stated in this just as it states in this certificate. Document's not the word you said. No, that's... Which means there was never a... Which means that there was never was a window of time, which the statue wasn't sitting there. Alfred... Okay. Alfred. Oh, that's the name of the statue. Hello, Brooklyn. Welcome, welcome. Ooh. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right. This. I feel I've seen this somewhere before. This is the alley, Fred? It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. The statue has a high amount of historic value. You don't have to be here at every stream, Brooklyn. It's okay. I do see when I get views post-stream. It's fine. That's why I have VODs. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. A leaf red statue. Piece of art being shipped by Mr. LeBlanc, who claims it as worth 10 million cents, which may not be in dollars or euros. We don't know what the currency is. It's worth a lot. I believe a closer look is warranted here. Is it in a giant glass case? Would it really just be in a giant glass case? Like, I don't feel like that's the proper shipping method, but it works for Ace. Oh. Wait. Do you see that? The piece of fabric is below the statue. Oh. Wait, hold on. Can I look at that? No. This is the infamous Alif Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. I know already. I remember this. Well, I know what the statue looks like is what I'm meaning. This spot's somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Yes. This. This picture. The eyes were red. I noticed that every time. I noticed immediately the eyes in this one are yellow, and that is definitely not the right color. Or orange? Well, they're not red. These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. You remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. Nor do I. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. Like, pinwheeling around. So he put out his arms, it was just spinning while it was sunset. Gumshoe, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Yeah, see, they're red. I remember that because I was thinking with the blonde hair and the red, it was making me think of Barney B. Brooks Jr. from Tiger and Bunny. Because he wears red. Go... Yeah, you might want to I think if you typed in just Tiger and Bunny, that's like all put smashed together. It's a superhero show. every time I mention that, it's like, yeah, it's Tiger and Bunny. And they're like, what? What kind of show is that? I'm like, a superhero show. And they're like, with that name? I'm like, one of the main one character is called Tiger. The other is Barnaby is called Bunny. That's the name. It sounds weird in English though. It's gotten a few giggles out of me though because of the reactions. So you know, worth. Ah, sir, they're red. Yeah, I think that's why it's called a leaf red. The statue. As I thought. The statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The leaf red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but... What is that? Sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. A large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. Yay! Compliment for Gumshoe, also. Backhanded... Is that still called a backhanded compliment if you compliment one person and insult the other person in the same breath, or is that not how it works? I like this line of dialogue. I understand his confusion. Okay, I'm gonna laugh. It's so silly, but it makes me laugh. This is why I like Ace Attorney. I'm like, it's always the, like, clever kind of... When you take things too literally, or it's like the witty, clever humor, oh yeah, that gets me. I wasn't talking about the two of us. The eyes of the statue in front of us, and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then, oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. That's the weird thing. It's... Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake! Ooh. I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Shenfa. And I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Yeah, we want to go down. Over here. Oh, hello, Grandma Iris. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's the statue is sitting on the cloth. This was brought on during Shenfa, so it should not be sitting on top of it. So, I hope I clicked the right place, though. That's the problem now. I'm like, where's the hitbox? This spot's somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Yeah, it should be this. There's clearly a contradiction. Oh, is this not the right? That didn't work. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no. Oh, wait. No, maybe it is. What are you going on about? Okay. Sure. There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. That's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way. But the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Shenfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up underneath something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Shenfa. And what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return. What about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity on board this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. Okay, maybe I need to go like that a bit just to see Francesca's social. It's gonna get caught up regardless, but I'm like, let me change that a little bit. There we go. that's tolerable. Okay. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francesca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. A leaf read certificate data. Investigation complete. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was going to get nabbed, huh? Yes. Well, this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was, in fact, taken to be used as reference document. Oh, as a... Okay, let's try again. It was, in fact, taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of holding a missing... photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Shangfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the why am I having trouble saying that right now? If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Shangfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now. Go, Francesca. Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Alif Red statue out of the way, we tested the area underneath with lumen oil, and then there was a reaction. Lumen oil, for those who don't know what that is, if you spray it and then, I think, put a black light over where you sprayed and there was blood there, it glows. That's a very simplified version of how it works, but there you go. It's basically, was there blood here in any recent time? Even small amounts will have a reaction. So it's a very useful tool, as simple as it is. Yeah. It looks like it was, yeah, see, this looks like it was cleaned up. It's all smudgy. I see. There was a reaction to lumen oil, and indication there was blood in that spot. Stop looking at it now, sirs. Gumshoe does not like blood. It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? The piece of cloth.
Take that!
At least that's my current guess. The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Shinfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying but the murder happened before the plane landed in Shinfa. There is no other conceivable timeline for the event of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. The murder occurred before we landed in Shinfa, and this becomes highly suspect. I have no idea. Can I check my... Wait, what are my choices? De Niro, Mealy, and LeBlanc. What? Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Oh, I think it's this one then, I guess. Need some water. Because if this happened... Yeah, if Hicks died before they took off again from the cargo... It happened before... Yeah, it'd be this, huh? Mealy's flipping rivalry on murder. Just in case. That is what's going on, isn't it? Yeah, Edgeworth and French just are having slipper rivalry over. Oh gosh. That, okay. That's an interesting dimension. But yeah, I think it would be Mealy's testimony. I think that's the only testimony we have in the evidence. Yeah. Okay. Recall Miss Mealy's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Shinfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. Well, why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Mealy herself. Oh, to be continued. We are continuing, though. Though it's gonna ask me to save. Write it down in a book! Save it. Alright. Savey, 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 savey. Complete. Boop. Back to the scene. And she's asleep on her feet. Okay. Oh, Tenero, Miss Tenero's here, too. Miss Mealy. No response. Miss Mealy. Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Shinfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Shinfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Mealy. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? You could make a mistake so large, Miss Mealy. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way to resolve this contradiction. Very well, Miss Mealy, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh. She keeps turning into... What is it? What is, it's like Sadako? No, not Sadako. Sadako? Is it Sadako? Sadako? The girl from, I think, yeah, it's The Ring, is it? How many people got creeped out by this? Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room. All by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. That's I already know that's not true. Miss Tenero went into the flight attendant's room. Do we have evidence of that? Because remember, we got told Miss Tenero bought one of the suitcases before turbulence, which was a bit before 6. It was like, I don't know, like 10 minutes before 6 was the turbulence, that little time frame there. She had bought one of the her own suitcases and then stuck it in the flight attendant's room. Do I have anything about that? Oh, here we go. Bought in the in-flight shop and left in the attendant's room. The timestamp is 5:40. So yeah, that's Bupkis. Alright. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? By throwing the receipt in her face, literally. Miss Mealy, wake up! Ah! And asleep. Fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Do we? Well, if it's telling me to. I guess. Yeah, or I just throw it. I'll try it right away. Yeah, 5 to 6. I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome, which is... No. That's... Yeah, brought in the in-flight shop and left in the attendant's room.
Objection!
Yay. Worked right away. I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Mealy. A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Yeah. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero... Yes? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which, I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Mealy there at the time? No. So, Miss Mealy, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Falling asleep. Lady! Miss Cammy Mealy. The bathroom? People want to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know. You take me for a fool. It's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance to hear me out? More testimony. Reason for suspicion. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. Do you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhonda too? She's the one in charge of the elevator key and the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhonda all of a sudden? Because he doesn't believe her to be the murderer. Oop. Maybe I should. I'm like trying to figure out how I can get not in the way of the dialogue. But I want to be on screen. Streamer problems. Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhonda. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhonda actually kind of like... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Mr. Nero, I don't think Edgeworth is interested in any woman. I don't think this man is interested in any... I'm not even sure if he's interested in anyone. This man only has hard eyes for the law and truth. Actually, forget even the law. I don't know if he likes necessarily every single law. He might be like, that may be the law, but I think it's a dumb law, but I'll follow it anyway because it's, you know, that's how things go. But, I think Edgeworth is interested in the truth above all else. Only hard eyes for the truth. Anyway. Edgeworth has no rebuttal. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Rebuttal. Reason for suspicion. Okay. You're the crew, but you think then maybe you should also suspect Rhonda. She's the one in charge of the elevator. Parking the shop. Yeah, me, that's your super... Why?
Hold it!
Well, I guess... Anyway. Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes. But why? Well, Miss De Niro is busy with the passengers and all of her other duties. You have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjectural questioning. Won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer. I do honestly believe Miss Mealy does... Oh, wait, but I do not honestly believe Miss Mealy does any actual work on board this flight. Well, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well... She's not helping her case. Miss Mealy, it's very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else. It's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Rhonda is very sus. Here you go, pushing everything onto her again. I don't get what you're saying. It must be really abstract. It must be a really abstract concept, huh? The thing abstract here is the landscape inside your head. That's so mean. I guess it's kind of deserved, given. Let's press on this. She's already being detained for further questioning. Or have you already forgotten? Oh, yeah. Guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, I can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer. Miss Mealy, what do you mean just now by no one else who could have done it? Wait, what evidence do I have? Because we need a card key for the... Yeah, this is got 2 pages. Okay, no, maybe just keep pressing. We might need to get more, we might need to get a piece of evidence. What are you in charge of, Miss Mealy? I take care of the attendance room? That doesn't count. But I spend so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Bulgarian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Bulgarian. She she's fluent in Bulgarian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Bulgarian. Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Bulgarian. Very interesting. Oh. Oh, maybe... this? Says the statue was loaded on board in Europe, but the statue is a fake. Yeah, we just get a picture. The only one in charge of the LV top. I'm not sure if there's any place we could use. That's definitely something to keep in mind, that she'd be able to doctor the documents if no one else could tell she did that, because no one else can speak or read the language, you know? Okay. I feel like we're missing something. No, it's not the only reason I have you for okay. No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. But say I wasn't an attendant. You wouldn't suspect me then, would you? Big chunk up the front of me. I think she's just supposed to be eye candy there, Grandma. I think that's just eye candy. Oh, wait. Yes, I suppose that's true enough. I think we've already pressed on this. Did we? Let me check. I'll be able to skip through it. Yeah, I can skip through it really fast. The answer is yes. Did we get this one? I'm forgetting. Okay, yeah, I know we've gotten this one. I'm like, which ones have I now? I probably should have eaten something because I'm a little bit calorie deprived now. I'm like, memory don't work so good. Need food. I'm getting hungry, in other words. We've already done this. Oh, wait. Oh, she added new dialogue. Oh. Why didn't the game tell me that? Do I want to... Okay. Well, we'll just get a little bit. If it's wrong, I think I want to use... Like, this could be faked, but... I think this is what I want. Statue is a fake. I mean, we could ask her about the statue being a fake, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how I would go about this being like a contradiction or anything, but I'm guessing this is what we do.
Objection!
Oh, yeah, it's right. The music cut out. That actually is a way how you tell if you got it right or not. It's not all the time, but most of the time. If the music stops playing, you're on the right track. For Ace Attorney games, that is. So, you are the only one in this flight crew that specializes... Oh, that speaks Bulgarian. Is that correct? And... Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Bulgaria, for a while. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose. To lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. He's in charge of that. Yeah, Mealy is sus, indeed. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Bulgarian is you, Miss Mealy. Ooh, faker! Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Ooh. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Oh, she not been sleeping. She's got bubbles! Evil bubbles. Evil bubbles. That is a weird bubble blower. Bubbles! I still love bubbles, even if they are evil bubbles. Okay. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it. I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. I'm sorry about that. It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose this is just a supposition. Even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhonda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhonda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. So perhaps there is some element of a setup play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. We have no proof that Rhonda's being set up, or that she isn't. Relying on her distractions to make her less. Grandma going through her throat! Here comes Grandma Iris with the chair! Always with the viciousness there, Grandma. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence would prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning. The suitcase? Okay, order of events. Okay, so... I mean, there was the luggage. I mean, I imagine it was a suitcase. Oh yeah, because this is something connected to Rhonda that was at the scene of the crime. I mean, you wouldn't have... You know, you wouldn't have the piggy bank or... like, the footprints or anything else. Like, it was a suitcase. I guess. That's the logic I'm going on. Let's see if it's correct.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? Oh, that's a face. Oh, that's a look. Oh, she's abusing that poor stuffy. The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adopting their plan, and tried to frame me, as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor. Wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. Okay, what special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Where the murder took place. Where the murder, when the murder. Okay. Who the murder victim was. I imagine it's more of a who rather than a where or when. Because by the sound of what Edgeworth was talking about before, they could have done something else, so where and when might not have mattered as much as the who. Given Agent Hicks is an Interpol agent. Who? The killer was at a loss of what to do with Agent Hicks's body. But as it just so happened, there was a bunch of empty suitcases nearby. Being a skinny man, the killer thought to put his body in the suitcase and handed it off. No. Edgeworth, where are you going? I mean, he needs a... Okay, this is not where they want me to go, I guess. You mean that whole plan to frame somebody was an elaborate coincidence? No, that's not what I said. You've wrongly deduced my meaning, Miss Mealy. The one with the wrong deduction is you. I think before you speak again. I tried to, and Edgeworth went somewhere else. That's not where I was trying to get at. Patience, Francesca. I was about to reveal the truth. Maybe it is the where. Where? Yeah. Because... Or when? We did establish the when is important. All these could be, I could argue, are important. This is hard. Okay, can I go back before that? Special circumstances. What is special, like, particularly special about this? To frame someone. Well, you need an attendance card key to get down here. Bare minimum. Because you can't, that's where the staircase leads, which you can actually see behind right now. But you'd need a... To get in the cargo hold, you would need the cargo from the elevator. You need a key as well. So you always need a card key to get into the cargo hold. So I guess the where? Where? This doesn't feel correct. Okay, let's... I might read through the history of this. Is this correct? Maybe? Okay, yeah, no, I think this is. Let me go back. Okay, Special circumstances is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter what country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's motives is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Cammy Mealy. Only you and you alone could be the killer. Big yawn. And... You're putting her to sleep, Edgeworth. Question. Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Bubble attack. Miss Mealy used Bubble Beam. Against Edgeworth. It was super effective. Ooh. See the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. The phone? Yeah, the victim supposedly had one, but it has gone missing. Did the killer take it? Because, yeah, we haven't found the phone yet. At least that's what immediately comes to mind. Prosecutor badge! No. No, I'm pretty sure that doesn't have any relevance. Is there any case where the badges are actually important? Besides, I mean, you could show it to people sometimes to prove you're, like, a lawyer, but is there any time the attorney badge, whether it's prosecutor or defense, is, like, an actual important evidence to be like, no? Oh, wait, there is! There is! Which one was that called? The one where Phoenix has... What is it? A doppelganger? Impersonation. He gets impersonated. Phoenix Wright gets impersonated one time, and the badges are important. Sort of. I think it was a fake one, but I guess that sort of counts. There we go. One was important evidence for the murder case. Okay. Alright. Okay, back to this case. Back to this case. Yeah. All these are like, we don't have questions about, but the phone we do. So I think Edgeworth is meaning the phone? I could try again if I'm wrong.
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. Well, that's because it went missing, and still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francesca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely. I suspect if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know until we try a little experiment, will we? Francesca, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Francesca's phone is blue. It's her hair color. Agent Hicks's phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it, Detective. Now where is it coming from? Will it get louder or something? Stop. I don't hear anything. Is it here? It doesn't... It sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. You better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir. Yeah, thank you, Edgeworth, because I heard no change in the volume. Up we go. Oh. Well, now it's louder. And got a hair on my nose. Ah. Okay. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. Lockers? The ringing is coming from somewhere around here. But it's not here, sir. Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're going to find the phone? Here? I wonder if it might be inside the suitcase. I don't hear any sounds coming from inside, sir. I don't suppose the culprit would have been so dumb as to try the same trick twice. Oh. Trash can? The ringing's coming from here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What? Didn't we already find evidence in there? Huh. Okay, we're back in the cargo hold. It's definitely Cammy, so it can't be Miss Tenero. It would not be an Ace Attorney game if we don't have somebody... If there's somebody who's two-faced, it is absolutely them. We're on to you, lady. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone? That's why she wasn't freaking out. I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker. What? But... Rhonda Tenero. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Tenero right away. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
Objection!
This is related to the keycard, alright? The same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. Yeah, Cammy planted... yeah, it's clear Cammy planted the phone in the Rhonda's locker. Now we gotta prove it. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. But I do. Francesca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then. Why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it.
Hold it!
Ooh. What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Camera. Actually, this is older, so the camera being on a phone is kind of a new thing at this time. She thinks his sister is a pain at some point. She is a pretty good balance because a lot of times she calls him out on it. Francesca's roll through a lot of this is just not letting Edgeworth get away with conjecture and having to have evidence. So, despite how annoying it is, she gets in the way. It's actually a good thing in the long run in all likelihood. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francesca, I need you to confirm something. The cell phone. Can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Why did you Gumshoe's voice? Cutting edge tech for a camera and a phone, yes. Yeah, you gotta remember. Actually, when did this come out? Hold on. Let me grab my cellular device. When did this come out? Because this is originally Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth investigations. Yeah. Let me look this up. Because this might actually help me knowing the time period it came out, so I'm not just goofing off. I'm like, I actually might need to know this to know the level of technology, given that it's getting brought up. I'm like, let's see, Miles Edgeworth. When did this come out? 2009. Oh, it came out the same year Spectrum's Origins did. Okay, oh. What was tech like back then? Can I even remember that? Okay. But 2009. Yeah, what? We got smartphones were like, I don't know, 2010. I mean, yeah, smartphones were just becoming a thing, I think, around this time. So yeah, cameras were okay, yeah. Like the dialogue between well, not between. More of like Gumshoe was saying that yeah, cameras on phones at this time was fairly common. I want to say. They weren't very good, but they were there. Camera phone. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now I got a time frame. Alright. He's sleepy like me. Out. I'm asleep. Just, nah. Okay. Give me that. Like my impressive impersonation. I sleep. Okay. Let's see. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. Ugh. Find a way, don't you worry about that. She's yawning. I go back to sleep now.
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that, Francesca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Or remove the chip and put it in yours, but that's fine. Francesca, your phone if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. Ooh. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey! That leaf red's nowhere in this pic, sir. This has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? Ah, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? What is this? What's all this? Hmm? Did I accidentally get it right? I'm like, this has squiggles on it. What does this say? The music cuts out. I was just like, oh, there's something that says bed sheets. This one has squiggles on it. What is this? I click on it before I found the music cuts out. It's like, you did the right thing! I'm like, I did? Hmm? Oh, they are cargo ship from Bulgaria to Shenfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Shengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Bulgarian. It says... Bulgarian word. It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be... Is this where the killer... What? What is that scary face? Miss Mealy. Yes? It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistake in reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. Bulgarian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. Cloth, I believe. It's getting at. Because he mentioned the cloth. I think I know where this is going. I think it's going. What's that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now, I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Shenfa had cloth written on it. In Bulgarian, that is. And who only speaks Bulgarian on this whole plane besides LeBlanc, who's definitely not the killer? Which is also weird, because if you did not speak Bulgarian, there's a thing that says bed sheets right there. So if you needed a cloth as in a textile to wipe up the blood, yeah, you would use the bed sheets. Because everyone else speaks English. Well, it seems like everyone's speaking English here. I imagine that would be Japanese in the OG version. It's translated. The Japanese game. Anyway. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from okay, Frank. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Bulgarian. The only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Mealy. Ha, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Bulgarian. Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. Borginian? Borginian? Is that how you pronounce it? Sorry. Borginian. Borginian? Borginian. I'm trying to get my tongue around that. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through the boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first. No L in the name? Oh, yeah. The bed sheets.
Take that!
Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, would you say? So what are you trying to say? If I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Bulgarian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was in this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Bulgarian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color. Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhenfa. That's right. That is why the Bulgarian cloth was used. And the only Bulgarian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Cammy Mealy. You and you alone. Because she would know the records which are written in Bulgarian that says they would have been dropped off in Shenfa. Ha! That one hurt! In your face! It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Shenfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer with those boxes. If she touched the sticky tape, that is an excellent place to get fingerprints. Fingerprints! Ugh. What do you say, Miss Mealy? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Shenfa? She's awfully calm now. Oh, no, she's not. That's a lot of bubbles. Break down! Bubble attack! Get them, Bubbles! They're not evil bubbles, they're just bubbles of justice! Get her! I'm sorry, I got way too excited. Yay! Bubbles of justice, let's go! Alright.
He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble.
Ooh. Goodbye, sir! That's a lot of eyes. I'm not reading them all. Yeet! Over the edge with you. Poor Agent Hicks. Oh, okay, we're in the first floor again. Lounge. Hello! Oh, they're landed. I can see there's grass outside the windows. And the tarmac? Yeah, tarmac.
We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Bubbles of justice. Yes! Bubbles of justice!
Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure. The ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Miss Tenero!
Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at GoU Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Serve up some death, apparently. Not you, Miss Tenero, the other one. We like you.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go.
She's so happy. Yay! The innocent lady walks free.
Can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. But boy, was it fun.
Hello, Peafowl.
Welcome, welcome. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francesca? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, could you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir.
Hope Springs Airport. Oh, I think the plane... Oh, that's what the logo on the... Hold on. I was wondering. There's the, like, watermark thing behind that, and I didn't know what that was. It's the GoU logo. Monogram? I think they're called monograms. If it's letters. It's still it's not a monogram, though, if it's 2 letters, is it? Because mono means 1. Well, it's like a monogram. Anyway, moving on. Hello.
Francesca. I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time.
Oh right, they already landed, I forgot. They've been landed the whole time. They were just stuck on the airplane. Okay.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences.
Words are hard to speak. It would be funny if the unique showcase shows up in more cases. About that! If memory serves, it does. We do get to see more of the suitcase. To your delight or dismay, I suppose. I won't elaborate any more on that. That's... Actually, that might be the next case. We might be seeing it next case. Let me think. Yeah, next case. Again, I have watched a playthrough. This is my first time actually playing it, but that was years ago, so I don't remember very much. I genuinely have to solve at least most of this. There are times where I do remember things, so I won't lie and say like, oh yeah, I totally solved that 100% with in-game knowledge, and not that the vague recollection of something that happened when I watched this. But like, I'd say 95% of the time, it's just me figuring it out. I really don't remember very much. Especially the second game, honestly, I couldn't even tell you the cases. I think the only thing I remember is what was the fan name for him? He has a different name in the official release. Oh wait, yeah, all the names would be the official release names for this. It's when we get to the second one, I think they would change. I didn't... Anyway, Sebastian DeBase? Yeah, Sebastian DeBase. Because Sebastian is the best, I think is the pun. But I'm pretty sure he has a different name. And that might be the official localizers being cool and trying to give the fans a little leeway, because then the fans don't get beamed for you know. I'm sure it's because the official people can actually ask the Japanese people who are working on it and ask them like, what was the intention of the pun? Like, there's the literal meaning of the pun and all that, but then there's, like, kind of... It's, to put it in one way, like, a cottage in the woods sounds, like, quaint, it's, like, someplace you want to go to, but, like, a cabin in the forest sounds maybe a little more dangerous, a little more rustic. It gives a different impression, even though you're functionally saying the same thing. So, yeah, it's that kind of... the impressions you get from the turn of phrase is important, you know? Is what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I'm explaining that well enough, but hopefully I am. Okay, moving on. Just who do you think I am? Kamina! No, that's not really what it is. Gurren Lagann.
You are Francesca von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was...
Hello, Saboria. Gesundheit. I probably got that. That was my twin. Oh, wait. Francesca subtext. She has no time to hear about her brother being corrected her wrong. Yeah, he won the sibling bout. Francesca is such a Slavic sounding name. That's not too surprising. Francesca and her dad, Manfred von Karma, are supposed to be German-based in the English version. Because in the Japanese version, they're Americans. Which caught me so off guard. I'm like, how are they Americans? I mean, they changed the names. They have different names. But I'm looking at their character design. I'm like, how does it say American prosecutor? I was so confused. I'm like, what were the devs looking at where they were like, oh yeah, this is a fancy, olden-style prosecutor outfit. We're putting them in it. I'm like, where? How? Do I need to research more? I was so confused. I'm still confused, to be honest. Anyway, what did she say? Okay,
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Poirot, living her life on the name and fame her invincible father built. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor.
Because he's an arsehole and faked evidence and stuff like that. He should have lost a few times. The jerk. Okay, I think to this day, my most hated character in this entire series is Manfred von Karma. I hate him. I like the final case in the original game, because he only shows up in the original game, the very first Ace Attorney. That's an excellent case. I hate doing it because I hate Manfred von Karma. It is very satisfying to finally pin him down and be like, you lost. But oh gosh, is it a slog to get there. I hate it so much. The German language is very different than Slavic languages. Oh, sorry, right. I'm meaning that her name is coming from more closer to like a around more in Germany, and Slavic is definitely closer to Germany than say like an American name. Like, you know, it's what you expect. So yeah, she's supposed to have, I guess what I was trying to get at is she has a European sounding name. I'm not familiar enough to pin it down, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to take what you say as what you're saying is useful information to even myself. I full disclosure, I'm not that familiar with, how to put it? Differentiating European cultures is not something I am quite good at. There's probably a few pockets where I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably from this country. But for the most part, like 99% probably somewhere in there, I'm like, don't ask me. I don't know. I don't have experience. I could find out. I could do research to find out, but like off the top of my head, no, don't trust me. I would not, I don't have enough confidence in my knowledge to do that, but I could find out. Like, give me some time, I'll figure it out, but top of my head, no. Okay, yes, thank you for asking, it did clear it up. Somebody might have gotten annoyed about that, but I'm like, that's not what I was meaning. I was just meaning that her family's supposed to come from Germany, so if she has a name from the, like, surrounding countries, that's not too surprising. I mean, it's not too surprising, well, no, actually, I guess it isn't very common here to have, here as in the US, to have names that are not, like, I think there's even some, like, England? English? That was it. Yeah, England is the country name. Even England, names from that are, like, from England. I don't necessarily if they'd be common here in the US. I'm not sure. I'm not compared. I mean, I would imagine would be more overlap, but I honestly don't know. I'd have to look that up. Anyway, let's get back. I've been talking for a bit. Let's get back to the game. We're near the end here. Okay. However, oh wait, you know, let me start back. So yeah, until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Poirot living her life on the name and fame her invincible father built. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. This is Edgeworth getting worried about his sister. She's gonna tap a hole in her. Yeah, Edgeworth is gonna put a hole in his suit, and Francesca was gonna break the lip if I didn't continue on.
Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent. He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun. Oh, the fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full. Bye, Francesca. Just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Oop. Did I move something? Oh, hold on. 1 second. Oh, no. Why didn't it progress then? Okay, now it works. A button? Why did you decide not to work? I have several concerns. Did I not push it well enough? That was probably my bad. Oops. Okay, I confused myself. Good job. I unintentionally used confusion. It was super effective. Good job, self. Okay, moving on. Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. Whoa. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra... Are you saying salt? Don't add any more salt to your instant noodles! You're going to have too much salt in your diet. That's going to cause problems, Gumshoe. Probably already do. Don't add any more salt. Add some pepper. Surely you have pepper too. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francesca? You're one to talk, Edgeworth. You're one to talk, Edgeworth. Apparently, if I was in this world, I'd be paying for all of Gumshoe's meals. Here's a lunchbox, Gumshoe. And here's another box of food for your dinner. This poor man. Maybe he'd be able to function better if y'all didn't give him pay cuts so he only ate instant noodles, that's right. You're too mean to this poor man. Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francesca von Karma. The smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Ew. Phone. Edgeworth speaking. Finally. I'm gonna just kind of read this. Finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice? Who? Who says my boy? I still don't know who you are, so I'm just reading it with my own voice. Too bad. If it doesn't fit you, this is what you get for being question marks. Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? I imagine it's a dude, just because of the dialogue? Because I don't usually have female characters saying my boy, you know? Not to say that doesn't happen, but, you know, it's more unusual. Oh, it is a dude. Okay. Oh, wait, I know this character now. Okay. Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct? Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son.
He's been kidnapped. Ooh. Not good. The end. I'm sorry, the juxtaposition is like, somebody got kidnapped! Okay, story's over, goodbye. That's silly. Turnabout, Airlines, complete! Yes, I would like to save. What are we on next? What are we on next? Yeah, the kidnapped Turnabout. That is our next. That is our next. Got like 15 minutes before I usually end, but I think I will call it here. Just because I don't think we're going to get very far in 15 minutes anyway, and it would probably better to start from the beginning next stream rather than like a tiny bit in. I think that's better. Okay. Be sure to like if you like this video. I'm gonna talk a little bit more, but be sure to like those people stay here. I would appreciate it. Yeah, okay. So that's 2 cases now. There's 5 cases per game. So we got 3 cases left in, let's see, it's Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth part of this collection. And then we're on to, what is it? Prosecutor's Gambit? Yeah, that sounds right. Prosecutor's Gambit for the second half. Which is the one I'm less familiar with, and I think only had the fan translation. So I haven't seen a playthrough of the fan translation in years. I really don't remember much. And we'll have to see if I can spot any differences beside the name. You know what? Somebody probably else is better at that, but we'll see. We'll see how it is. It'll be the first time I get to see the official localization of the game. It just took what? If the Miles Edgeworth game came out in 2009, that means like probably at earliest Prosecutor's Gambit came out next year. I imagine it would have taken longer. So it was probably maybe a couple of years. I mean, games were made quicker back then. They didn't have as long a development time because there was less to do. I guess the sticking point I think of a lot of times now is getting those pretty graphics. That takes a while to draw. I mean, there's certain, speaking from personal experience, you have to be pretty exact if you have a simple design. Like, say something from, like, the Peanuts comic strip, like the Sunday newspaper comic strip. They have fairly simple designs, but you have to be pretty on point with, like, everything you do. But it's also, if it's simple shapes like that, there's tools that make that a breeze. So as a professional, I imagine they'd be quite used to those. But realistic? Yeah, that takes a while. You have to have... to put all those details takes a while. Not to mention if you have realistic... Gesundheit, Saboria. I don't know if that one caught onto this. Caught on my... If it did, that was my twin sneezing. Again. Twice in one stream. That's been a while since that happened. It really is like my 1.0 days. Saboria was sneezing all the time. I don't even know why. She doesn't have allergies. She just sneezed a lot. Yeah. One of the chatters says Gesundheit there, sis. She says thank you. I'm passing on messages. Oh wait, hey, you know what? If I'm chatting here, I'm gonna be my book. Hello! Also, you get to see more of me. You don't get to see the bottom of my shoes. That's silly, you guys don't get to see that. Oh well. I'm like, wait a second. If I'm here, I might as well. Hello. I don't need to be this close to the screen though. Hold on. Let me... There we go. That feels a little better. Hi! Hi. Thank you. I like them. I designed them myself. They're good boots. They're good for walking. They're comfy too. A little heavy, but they're fine. Let's see. So yeah, we'll start the third case, the kidnap turnabout, next week. Probably, I think I'm gonna keep Ace Attorney Investigations collection here Monday. I think I'll keep it on Monday unless there's some reason for me to switch things around. I'll keep it Monday. Monday. Oh, you know what? Here, let's have you guys. You're gonna see how all this looks. Yeah! Wee! I feel silly. I'm having a good time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll continue on then. Then... Yeah, okay, yes, right, my thought. I think I'll keep Ace Attorney on Monday. I'm going to have Final Fantasy 14 on Friday, because Final Fantasy Friday. There we go. That's what I wanted to say, not 14. I'm way more used to saying that. Final Fantasy 14 Friday, I guess, kind of rolls off the tongue better. Yep, that actually rolls off the tongue kind of well. Yeah. So yeah, keep that, and we'll switch up in between those two. So Tuesday, Thursday will be our whatever I feel like doing, I guess. It just kind of is. Yeah. But yeah, so if you like Ace Attorney, you can expect it to see more Ace Attorney stream on Monday. So yeah, tune in. I guess if you want to subscribe or follow so you don't forget that it's every Monday, feel free to. You don't have to. I don't force anyone. I don't pester. Well, I try not to pester anyone into following or subscribing, because I am on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you prefer one over the other and found me on the other, you could switch over. I do let the VOD. Okay, start from the beginning. Twitch only lets me keep up the VODs for 6 days currently, but still. We'll be able to catch it there. And I think that's about it. Just the usual stuff. Likes, comments, subscribes, follows, if you so wish and desire. I appreciate it very much when you do. And it gets me just a bit closer to getting to, like, what is it? Was it affiliate first? Oh gosh, I can't think of it right now. But, you know, just getting into the good graces of YouTube and Twitch, so I'm allowed to do more things, which means more things could happen on the channel. So you know what? I'd appreciate it. But for now, I must bid you all adieu, whether you were here live or you're watching it as a VOD. I appreciate you coming. It does help me out, and I hope I get that, how to say it? I hope I continue to be worthy of that support. There we go. That's what I want to say. But for now, I must bid all of you farewell with fun. Bye-byes! And I hope to see you in another stream. Bye-bye!